So yeah, there is a collective psychosis, and probably as culture becomes more narcissistic and psychopathic. I mean, narcissism is cute versus what we have now. It's psychopathic. It's psychopathic narcissism. Narcissism alone is like, oh, that's really sweet. You think you're the king? Oh, lovely. This is way, way beyond that. This is way more serious than that. And that would be no ego, just superego, no inner critic, just outer critic. So everybody's a savage and everybody's attacking everybody else, which kind of looks like the world we're living in now.
No grey areas.
No grey areas, no, because to the child, to an infant whose superego is inflamed, there are no grey areas. There is only black and white thinking, because that's what happens to traumatized people. Where as a people, as a species, we're now living in PTSD. So everything we're seeing is a PTSD response. So everything becomes rigid and catastrophic. I'll just end on that high and happy note. If you're trapped inside of an emotionally abusive relationship, you feel like you can't leave, you will develop toxic passivity. You will become, you'll become what is called a malignant optimist. So you'll keep hoping that things will get better, even though they won't. So that then breeds a case of a state of toxic passivity, because you're stuck receiving the abuse. If you're the receiver rather than the transmitter, you're passive. What you're receiving is toxic. So it's a state of toxic, you're receiving toxic waste. Not only is it down to childhood trauma, where they might have had parents who were abusive, who screamed at them or ignored them or were alcoholics or whatever it is. You're fed dreams from the age of 0. From as soon as you can watch TV, you're force-fed somebody else's dreams and somebody else's vision of how life should work and what reality should be. And it perverts your thinking. So our whole sense of what life should be about is completely fucking off the rails now. Like, in fact, we don't even have a sense of what life should be about. If you're wondering why the world looks the way it does now, it's because we've lost a sense of what life should look like. And nobody seems to really, if everybody within a nation, a culture, a country is completely self-obsessed and is just out for themselves, then the people at the top can get away with anything. The Roman emperors, if they wanted to keep the people, the mob, from rioting, they'd give them more free bread and more circuses, more gladiator matches. And that's what we have now. That's what social media is. That's what Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, it's bread and circuses. It's a distraction. So yeah, this is a very fertile breeding ground era that we're living in for narcissistically abusive relationships, because nobody has any fucking boundaries anymore. Nobody has any philosophy of life. Nobody has any sense of what their values are. And you can't assert a boundary if you don't have any personal value. So yeah, that's why it's happening like that.